Good evening, everybody. It is 9:23 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on 10/30/2019. When you look at this countdown, 6 days or less for the first week of November, Africa Initiative announcement from Apollo. Now keep in mind one thing, that basically national currency is not an easy thing to do. Agreements with governments is a big thing when you're working towards that. And agreements with government to sign on with you validates, I should say, because I haven't had enough coffee, validates basically, let's put it this way, Apollo. When you have something like this with Apollo's technology, and they've been looking at it for months, and they've been testing it, and they've been working with Apollo, and then they signed the agreement, just like the ADF group did. The ADF group signed with Apollo after testing and checking everything out, and they signed on and made Apollo a partner and promoting Apollo through Africa. So what's coming down right now is if you snooze, you lose. I am not your financial advisor, but I will say this, okay? When you have the most obvious thing in front of you, okay, that's one. Look at it this way. If you have something that succeeds and blows up, right, it's big time, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and you never expected it, and you just weren't able to get involved in it in the early days of good stocks and things like that, versus the most obvious thing sitting in front of you that you see all of everything of its quality, and you know it's going to succeed. That's the difference. You have in front of you, everything is obvious with Apollo. The fastest network, the most private. Keep going down the long list. And anybody that hasn't watched my videos, watch my past videos. They'll talk all about Apollo, and I haven't since April of 2018. So what you have to keep in mind now, this is the next phase for Apollo. A signed agreement with the government is huge, and that's my opinion what's going to happen. And when you look at what is happening around Africa, hyperinflation. So when you can go into a country and make their lives better by the use of a 0% inflation currency and the blockchain that Apollo has for money transfer, I'll show you what Steve said in Telegram. And basically, this is the thing that Apollo is doing. They are making sure that they're putting a payment network through Africa using Apollo's APL currency. And when you have this going on as a piece that is working for you, and it's going to be working for you for years to come, the roadmap shows it this year and next year, going, and then other countries around the world. It's going to make the people's lives better, because you don't want to have all this issue, and especially like empty shelves or paying tons of money for anything that you're getting, loaf of bread, etc. It's a crappy life. So to make everybody's life better, and you're supporting it because you bought into Apollo, I'm not your financial advisor, but the feeling you'll get, and most likely the returns you'll get, are going to be something where you're going to be sitting on the beach one day going, damn, I'm glad I did that. And guess what? That's what investments is. You want to make sure you invest in something that's got the possibilities. And when you look at what's going on in the market today, forget the 24 hours. Look at the last week. It's been upclick quite a bit for the last week. But as you can see, all the altcoins and Bitcoin are going down today in the last 24 hours. Bitcoin is down 2.21% at 91.30. Ethereum is at 183.25 at 317% down. XRP is at 29 cents at 2.45%. It's not a huge thing. You get profit taking, that type of thing. 242 billion, 27 in the daily, in the billions. And then let's go into some news. Samsung vows to make dApps compatible with mobile devices. What they're working with the SDK and everything that they're taking care of, and now Tron's working with them. This is something that you're going to see, in my opinion, just grow faster and faster. And Apollo's dApp ARKNET piece is working for next year, and that's something that's going to be a rush too. Bitcoin just hit 1 billion in all-time transaction fees. when you look at the fees and what they're talking about, it is an accomplishment. And when you have that going on, this is a maturing maturing market. And with the maturity of the market, with the blockchain cooking, and a lot of things happening with mainstream, yeah, no doubt about that. XRP, got a few things on XRP. XRP network activity is on the rise as its price consolidates. The activity has increased, especially in Mexico. Ripple CEO confirms rumors that MoneyGram's use of XRP is cranking some of the XRP volume in Mexico. And one thing about this article, when you look at it, yeah, there's the tracking XRP volume on the Mexico-based crypto exchange BITBOY, and showing it increasing. You look at what he's talked about in this piece, there's one thing that really directly goes for Apollo. As for economies coping with severe inflation and economic hardship, Garlinghouse says he can see crypto assets making a difference. That's Apollo. Because Apollo's not doing it on the small scale. They are going massively into Africa. And with this piece here, he was talking about how cryptocurrencies, you really can't use them to go buy coffee and stuff like that. Well, I think he's a little behind the times. Sure, to go in and just take your Bitcoin and give it over for a cup of coffee? No. But to scan a barcode? Yes. The BAYK app that's coming out is going to help out. And then Apollo has their decentralized network going through Africa and a payment system that will be a rush. Now, I'll show you all that in 1 second. Ripple invests in a keyless solution combines biometrics and multi-party computation. So a lot for Ripple definitely going on. Douche Bank. Oh, douche. Douche Bank. I just hate the bank. Sorry, I call it Douche Bank. Suffers a 832 million euro setback and ongoing restructuring. Good luck to the Douche Bank. Central bank digital currencies could start circulating within 5 years. Can I just say this? Some of these articles, will you wake up? Okay, China is doing it rapidly. Okay, Apollo is dealing with central banks in so many countries. It's going to happen so much faster. And if you don't get on board with some of these things that are happening, I'm not trying to scare you into anything. No, I'm just trying to just make sure you understand where everything is. It's 10/30/2019. Okay, you got 10/31. Well, guess what? Halloween is when you're watching this. Okay, it's either trick or treat. And guess what? You know those candy bars you always got if you did Halloween? And you got the favorite candy bar? That's the ticket. Okay, treat people. Okay, and it's going to be a rush to watch it happen. No doubt about that. SEC isn't ready for a physical Bitcoin ETF. They didn't get it done, and something that is a bitch, but that will happen eventually. LA token, Apollo's got this going on there soon. Be nice to get some launch dates of the listings, because the more and more you get, DigiFinex really helped out quite a bit to open up the APL from Bitmart and IDAX, but IDAX is cranking a lot these days too. So good there. When you look at the branch work that's going on, they usually release every 30 days, new releases. We're on the 28th day. And when you look at this, you can see here, fix APL 999, prepare updater for next release. So you can see it's coming. And they keep doing this. This is what Apollo does, folks. Anybody that's new to Apollo, every week you get updates. Every month you get a monthly recap. You got the devs working all the time to make everything better. There's an all-in-one wallet for Apollo that Apollo is known for. It has all the features over on the left-hand side here. Okay, and when you look at what you can do with it, they're going to be redesigning the UI, and they're going to have a black mode, which is going to be a lot easier to see. But anyway, before I progress, you have all these pieces over here that you can do. And the thing about it, to basically double tap and then go into what you're doing, you have a marketplace. So you can go spend your Apollos and have the stuff delivered to you. Okay? And that's built into the wallet. Nobody else has that. Okay, you have private messaging, you have data storage. Nobody has that. It's small file data storage, but obviously files, not big pictures or whatever else, but files can go up and be stored. For the moment, the Apollo Cloud coming next year, large storage capabilities, large. You have all this built in. I just scratched a little bit of the surface, but you have the exchange that's built in to the wallet. This is progressing. It's in beta form right now, but you can actively trade with APL to ETH. BTC is coming, and Paxos, the stablecoin. So you can send to your bank your whatever you want to do, whatever number you want to do. People are asking me about demonstrating for sending to Paxos and everything. All you got to do is go to the Paxos website, set up an account. They'll give you the wallet address that you're going to send to. So when you have the wallet that's built in here to choose the wallet, it's going to be the Paxos wallet. I'm not going to do it right now because I don't think it shows up. Let me take a look. No. So I'm not going to put the passphrase in and do it right now. So basically what you have is the wallet for Paxos. It'll be right here. And you send it over to that wallet address of Paxos website. And then all you got to do, folks, is just sit there, put in your routing number and your account number, and it's off to your bank. Or take that Paxos wallet and put in the address of your Black Card, debit card, your 10X debit card, and send it over to that so you can spend and withdraw from the ATM. These are the things that Apollo gives you. It is the all-in-one. And you're including forging. When you start the forging, to get free coins into your wallet. This is a test wallet. That's why there's nothing in it. Basically what you have here, and for demonstration purposes, everything that goes on with Apollo, they have updates constantly. And one thing I want to mention here comes your Africa update, okay, that I can give you right now from Steve. This is what I said in my past videos that I thought would be the most likely thing for Apollo, Lesotho. Because why? This gentleman came to see them in South Africa. He is the Minister of Communications and Technology. He came to talk to them first. Then they went to see the Prime Minister weeks later at the Prime Minister's office in Lesotho. So this is my opinion what's going to happen. When Zimbabwe came out and said that they were going to have a national currency, but they didn't mention what it was going to be, a new one. Well, guess what? Everybody was hoping it was Apollo. I said in my group that originally I thought it was like a 30% chance for Zimbabwe because Zimbabwe's doing their own Zim dollar, and they just have so much happening and crappiness in there. It's going to be a hard thing to get them to switch over, but Apollo's working it, and that's the ticket. Apollo, the train is leaving the station, folks. When you have this big news that's coming, just in days from now, you're going to the next phase for Apollo, and it's just going to go up, up, and up. And that's what coins do. They come out, they build, and the good ones go up, up, and away. And people get mad that they didn't get in early. Well, guess what? Now's the time. Getting in early is what you have available to you. You see the shaking the hand of that ADF CEO? Historic. He's pushing all through Africa to the presidential levels the use of Apollo. Who else has that going on, guys? So this is historic. The ADF Group Partnership Letter. No doubt about that. That's why it is, in my opinion, that. So here's your update. I want to make something clear. Zimbabwe's currency announcement is about their new bills and coins. We are pushing to work with them to implement the best digital hosting solution, but that is not what their next announcement is about yet. So they're working with Zimbabwe for a digital hosting solution. They have a process. Their process is first issuing their new currency. So they're doing that first. We aren't trying to be their new national currency, only to host the digital version. So get that, folks. Think about that. All right? Some people, they're numbnuts. Oh, it's not going to be the national currency. So they're like depressed. Wake up. They are working with Zimbabwe to do digital hosting solution for Zimbabwe. And that's big. Okay? Then, what he says here, and there are updates regarding this, and we will certainly post. So as there are updates. So although we do expect announcements regarding Zimbabwe, Um, our next announcement is about another situation in another country. And this is what I thought was the best statement he's made in a long time. Our long-term goal is not just to host a nation's national currency, it is to host the national currencies of 10 plus nations, create a cross-country African payment system, and the first exchange network to encompass all of Africa, among other things. Because they have this new centralized exchange piece that they're doing, 2 new centralized exchanges. All I can say, folks, is when you have a coin doing what Apollo's doing, the devs, the products, the all-in-one wallet, the blockchain that's so advanced, so fast, 2 seconds, the privacy, it's all in front of you. And if you don't, you get my drift? If you don't understand what's in front of you, I apologize, I haven't done my job. But I've been talking about Apollo for over a year. And guess what? It's time that you got to understand what's in front of you. It is the best all-in-one. It is the best currency for cryptocurrencies. 0% inflation, guys. 0% inflation. That when you do that in countries and what they're doing for the tools, going through and putting in centralized exchanges to fix Africa's situation, yeah, Apollo's doing it with trading apps also. This letter, like I said, is historic. Because of Apollo's independent blockchain and endless features, we are endorsing its use and adoption to any of the 54 nations, African countries, we have relationships with. Ding, ding, dang. And this above, it is for this reason we have identified Apollo Currency Africa as the only and obvious choice with regard to cryptocurrency and its application in an African perspective, to form a partnership and integrate into our involvement in the African economy. Guys, huge. You're all in one. Star Wars. This behemoth of a coin for its tech and its quality of its devs and everybody who's working for Apollo. Right now, AJ's over in that piece that they talked about. I'll show you that in a minute. And you got here this Africa initiative. This is going to blow the doors off of the world. Once Apollo takes care of business, and this big announcement, you're going to have the government announcing, guys. This is what my opinion is. The government is going to announce their partnership with Apollo. Think about that. That is just huge. I don't care what anybody says. If you don't understand that, wake up. It's a agreement with the government. Apollo's got it. It's the first of many. Domino effect. It's the future, folks. It really is the future. The fastest and most profitable public option. AJ's at this piece, and he's working the floor, getting ready. He's in his hotel room. Oh, he's in a lobby, it looks like. Yes, all right. Look at that. Not bad. Putting him in the lobby. Such a deal. Lock and load, AJ. Everybody, as you can tell, I love Apollo. And the excitement that Apollo brings as to possibilities, immense. This big announcement next week, Apollo, mass adoption all in one. It's no joke, folks. This video starts off with John F. Kennedy, and it's not that, I'm making you go, it's astounding looking at the quality of the video. It was made on purpose to look old. And guess what? To have the power. And this is the thing about Apollo. They've got the power.
For the eyes of the world now look into space, to the moon, and to the planets beyond. And we have vowed that we shall not see it governed by a hostile flag of conquest, but by a banner of freedom.
To the right a little. Ready? Down and a half. Okay, Neil, we can see you coming down the ladder now. That's one small step for man. One giant leap for mankind. One mission Right away, Houston.